companies are available in market which removes microorganisms as well as excess harmful minerals from and organic compounds from the water. These are the types of water. In the next point, we will discuss the sources of water, sources of microorganisms in water. The first is in that the first point is microbial communities in water. The microbial life in aquatic ecosystem is called planktons. The planktons may be composed primarily of algae referred as phytoplanktons. Algae attached to the bottom or sides are called benthic algae. As the algae can synthesize organic compounds by photosynthesis, they are called primary producers. Members of diatoms, dinoflagellates, and phytoflagellates are common aquatic algae. Protozoa and other minute animals like animal life may also dominate, which is referred to as zooplanktons. Volvox is colonial green algae which forms water blooms. Althrix Ulothrix is filamentous form found in flowing streams attached to twigs and stones by hold fast at the base of filaments. Very common green algae in water is Spirogalus, a filamentous form growing at the surface to form scum in ponds and slow moving water. Chlamydomas, the member of green algae, are mainly found in freshwater habitats. Species of Polysponia, the member of Rhodophyta, red algae commonly found in marine water. Diatoms, a unicellular algae found abundantly in fresh and salt water. The algae play significant role in aquatic system to produce organic compounds and oxygen by photosynthesis process. They are present in photic zone, that is depth of about 300 meters up to where the visible light can penetrate. The prochlorophytes carrying oxygenic photosynthesis and bearing chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B play important role in primary productivity in the open oceans, such as such as species of Prochlorococcus. In tropical, subtropical oceans, the filamentous cyanobacterium are also widespread. Although most fungi are terrestrial, some are aquatic, living primarily in freshwater, and few marine fungi are known and so called water moors. Species of Bacillus, Chromobacterium, Flavibacterium, Micrococcus, Pseudomonas, etc., and the psychrophilic strains of Aeromonas, Alcaligens, Arthrobacter, Cornybacterium, Escherichia, Klebsiella, Streptococcus are commonly present in water. In the bottom mud of ponds and lakes, facultative and obligate aeros such as species of Clostridium, Desulfovibrio, Desulfatomaculum, and methanogenic bacteria such as species of Methanobacterium, Methanococcus, and Methanosarcina are common. Typical representative of protozoa in freshwater and marine water are the species of Trypanosoma, Gardia, Leishmania, Euglena, amoeba, and entamoeba. The other communities of water is halophilic bacteria. In marine bacteria are adapted for higher salt. The marine bacteria are adapted for higher salt concentration and require it in the range of about 2% up to saturation level. These bacteria growing at high salt concentration are referred to as halophilic bacteria. Microorganisms that tolerate high salt concentration are called halotolerant bacteria. Halotolerant bacteria is a characteristic of bacteria Staphylococcus and Halomonas. Some green algae such as Chlorella and Dionella, some diatoms and other unicellular algae are also halotolerant. Extreme halophiles are the species of Halobacterium, Halococcus, etc. The salinity of water ranges from near zero in fresh water to saturation in salt lakes. The principal salts are chlorides, sulfates, and carbonates of sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. Species of Halobacterium, Halobacterium salinarum, Halobacterium volcani, etc., and species of Halococcus and Halomonas are known to present in marine habitats. On contrary, the microorganisms in lake and rivers are salt sensitive and suppressed to grow at high salt concentration of more than 1%. Majority of Halobacterium and Halococcus species have G plus C content of DNA in as to 66 to 68%. The total genome size of Halobacterium is about 2.5 into 10 raised to 9 with large number of repeat sequences up to 5,000 base pairs of length and about 20 copies of each. The obligate halophiles, Halobacterium achieves osmotic balance with high intracellular concentration of potassium chloride. The ribosome of Halobacterium requires high concentration of potassium ions for stability. The enzyme also requires high salt concentration for maintaining their active configuration and function and are inactivated at low salinity. Then the next point is factors affecting microorganisms in water. The temperature of surface water varies from 0 degrees Celsius. The factors are temperature, pH, hydrostatic pressure, light, turbidity, and salinity with organic and inorganic content and availability of gases. Of that, the temperature of the surface water varies from 0 degrees Celsius in polar regions to 30 to 40 degrees Celsius in equatorial regions. More than 90% marine microorganisms grow well at 5 degrees Celsius. Microorganisms also occur in natural hot springs where temperature is 75 to 80 degrees Celsius. The genus Aquifex is an obligate chemolithotrophic microorganism, hyperthermophile having optimum temperature 85 degrees Celsius. Marine bacterium Thermus aquaticus grows best at 70 to 72 degrees Celsius. Recently, microbiologists have reported extreme thermophiles microorganisms in the Pacific Ocean. Some of these unusual microorganisms found to grow at 250 degrees Celsius. The temperature in lakes, streams, and estuaries is influenced by the season, and there is corresponding variation in the microflora. The ocean water below the depth of about 100 meters have temperature 2 to 3 degrees Celsius. The next point is hydrostatic pressure affecting the microorganisms in water. The hydrostatic pressure is the pressure due to the weight of the water columns. The factor is particularly effective in marine and other deep water habitats. It affects chemical equilibrium and lowers pH of the seawater. It results in changes in solubility of nutrients like bicarbonates. Hydrostatic pressure also increases the boiling point of water. Maintaining water in its liquid state at high temperatures and pressure, that is, for example, at depth of about 2600 meters, water does not boil until it reaches the temperature of about 450 degrees Celsius. In the non-barophilic organisms, high hydrostatic pressure appears to inhibit biosynthesis of DNA RNA, and proteins, as well as membrane transport functions and activity of various enzymes. The enzymes in obligate barophiles microorganism exist in proper tertiary configuration only at elevated hydrostatic pressure, which would not function well at a lower pressure. Hydrostatic pressure increases at the rate of 1 atmosphere per 10 meters. The microorganisms growing at such a high pressure are called barophytes. These microorganisms have been isolated from Pacific Ocean at a depth 1000 to 10,000 meters, where the hydrostatic pressure is more than 100 atmosphere. The bacteria retrieves from the depth greater than 6,000 meters are predominantly barophilic. Hydrostatic pressure in a deep sea is an important factor in the occurrence and growth of marine organisms. The barophytes are also called caesophytes. Deep sea microorganisms are specially adapted to these extreme habitats. There are three kinds of these microorganisms depending upon the ability to tolerate hydrostatic pressure. Barotolerant, these microorganisms those survive up to 400 atmosphere but grow best at 1 atmosphere pressure. Barophiles, those grow at 5,000 to 6,500 to 600 atmosphere pressure, and extreme barophiles, which grow best at 700 atmosphere or more. Thus, the barotolerant can survive up to 4,000 feet. Barophiles survive up to 6,000 feet, whereas extreme barophiles survive up to 7,000 or more. Most of the marine bacteria are gram-negative and motile. They are generally aerobic and facultative, anaerobic. Although relatively few obligate anaerobes are found in marine water. Among the bacteria, species of Flavibacterium, Pseudomonas, and Vibrio are dominant. Alkaligens, Cytophaga, and Spirillum, and some actinomycetes are also found in marine water. The extreme barophiles have been adapted to high pressure and cold by synthesizing special proteins and enzymes, which hold the cellular structure together. Unsaturated fatty acids are also found in these organisms, which provide protection from pressure and cold. The next factor affecting the microorganism is light. Most forms of aquatic life are directly or indirectly dependent upon the metabolic products of photosynthetic organisms. In most aquatic habitats, the photosynthesis synthetic organisms are algae, which grow in the upper layer of water, though, what, though which, though, to which light can penetrate. Generally, the photosynthetic activity is observed at the upper 50 to 150, 125 meters. Carbon is available from bicarbonates and carbon dioxide. The photosynthetic microorganisms move towards the light, that is the surface of water, which is called phototactic movement or phototaxis. The algae and photosynthetic bacteria are dominant in stagnant water, rich in minerals and available with the sunlight. These organisms synthesize organic compounds by the process of photosynthesis using atmospheric carbon dioxide as a carbon source, sunlight as energy, and different minerals in water. These are primary producers in the food chain and generally function as the first dominant community in water system. The algal mycelium then provides organic compounds for the growth of saprophytic bacteria, fungi, and protozoa. Successive changes in a dominant flora generally occurs with change in a nutritional and physiological condition of aquatic system. The phenomena called succession occurs here. Availability of sunlight determines growth of photosynthetic organisms, which usually prefer to grow at the surface of steady water system. Penetration of sunlight in water decreases with the depth and amount of suspended matter. Generally, sunlight can reach up to 300 meters depth in clean ocean water called photic zone. The next point is turbidity, which affects the microorganism in water. The There is marked variation in the clarity of surface water. The turbidity is due to the particles of minerals, organic materials, and suspended microorganisms. Turbidity of water decreases the penetration of light in water and affects the growth of algae. Particulate matter acts as a substrate for microorganisms in the water. Many species of marine bacteria characteristically grow on solid surfaces and are called euphybacteria or periphytes. pH is another most important factor affecting microorganisms along with salinity. Aquatic microorganisms generally grow at pH of about 6.5 to 8.5. The pH of the seawater is 7.5 to 8.5. Optimum growth of marine bacterial species is obtained in the laboratory in the medium containing pH 7.2 to 7.6. The fungi are found to be acidic, found in acidic marine habitats with high content of organic matter. Lakes and rivers show a wider range of pH, which varies greatly depending upon the local conditions. Bacteria are dominant in water system with neutral pH, whereas the yeast and molds in acidic water bodies. The salinity is the next affecting factor. That is, high salinity exerts osmotic pressure effect and dehydrates the cell. High salt concentration tend to denature protein and disrupt the tertiary proteins structure, which is essential for enzyme activity. Bacteria and other microorganisms require surrounding medium with isotonic concentration with the with that of intracellular ionic concentration. The concentration of salt, that is sodium chloride, in most laboratory media used for bacteria is 0.5%. When bacterial cell is placed in a solution of higher ionic concentration, that is hypertonic, then the intracellular ionic concentration, the water tends to come out of the cell. This process is called plasmolysis. However, in marine bacteria, the marine bacteria are characterized to resist and grow in the hypertonic water. Approximate range of salt concentration tolerated by different bacteria is represented as the non-halophilic bacteria can grow approximately up to 0 to 1% of the salt concentration. Marine forms can tolerate up to 0.2 to 5% of the salt concentration, and moderate halophiles can tolerate up to 2.3 to 20% of the salt concentration, and extreme halophiles can tolerate up to 12 to 36% of the salt concentration. The next is organic and inorganic compounds available in the water that affect the microorganism or growth of microorganisms. The quality and type of inorganic and organic material present in the aquatic environment are important in determining the microbial flora. The suspended matter in water varies greatly from lowest in clean water to higher level in polluted water and sewage. The domination of reduced inorganic compounds favor the chemoautotropic bacteria such as nitrifying bacteria and sulfur oxidizing bacteria. Nitrates and phosphates are important constituents for growth of algae. Organic compounds are required for the growth of saprophytes, bacteria, and fungi. Near shores, due to domestic waste water in a new domestic waste water, the nutrient variation is observed, but in the open sea it is constant. Industrial waste may contribute antimicrobial substances to estuaries and coastal waters. Mercury and other heavy metals in small concentration may inhibit the growth of microorganisms, while simultaneously may promote the growth of resistant forms. Many pseudomonads and staphylococci are capable of volatilizing mercury and removing its toxic effect from their environment. These are some of the factors which affect the microorganisms in water. The next point is the index of water pollution. For that, first we have to discuss about the significance of microorganisms in water. The significance of microorganisms in water. Before that, we will discuss about some of the sources of microorganisms in water. How the microorganisms get contaminated into water. Microorganisms enter into natural water system from soil, atmosphere, sewage, and dead decaying organic matter, human and animal activities. Thus, almost any type of organism may found in the water is due to the activities of human, animal, and the other contaminants. Some common sources of water pollution are that soil. It is the larger reservoir of microorganisms, and almost all type of microorganisms found in the soil. When the atmospheric water reaches the soil, surface of soil, microorganisms get added into it. Thus, the soil is one of the major source of microorganisms, particularly for the surface water. Atmospheric water or air, atmosphere or air does not contain any nutrients and it just act as a transient habitat for the microorganism. Different type of microorganisms, especially the spores of bacteria and molds, are added into water from this source and due to transportation. Sewage, the most is the is used water by communities, industries, hospitals, etc. It may contain a variety of organic and inorganic compounds as well as microorganisms including saprophytes and pathogens. Leakages of drinking water pipelines usually result in mixing of sewage. A suitable distance between water pipelines and sewage disposal areas is very essential to avoid contamination of water, to avoid the mixing of sewage into drinking water. Decaying organic matter. The plants and animals are the major source of dead decaying organic matter or compounds in soil. Various saprophytic bacteria, molds, yeast, and actomycin and protozoa grow at the expense of decaying organic matter, finally added into surface water. Dumping in of organic waste near surface bodies should be strictly avoided. Human and animal activities. Human beings and animals are also responsible for adding microorganisms in water. Swimming, washing the clothes, and domestic animals and other usual activities may add variety of organisms in the water. Pathogens from intestine and skin surfaces may be added to the water and act as a source of infection. Thus, the atmospheric water and